Here we have a new 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid. Now this one comes in the SEL trim level, front wheel drive model here. We have optional Serenity white paint and then gray H-Tex interior. The powertrain consists of a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine that's made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And the lights don't dance like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But love the light bar there, and you kind of have the H's on either headlamp. It's just a nice, sophisticated look, and I like the SEL trim. It's not too fancy, but you're not paying for that in the price either. Down here, these are gonna be 18-inch alloy wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front. And then to the door panel, we have a one-touch up and down driver's side window, as well as the passenger side, and then regular power windows on the back doors there. You have electronic child locks and rear window locks, power door lock controls, power mirrors, and we do have blind spot monitors in those side mirrors. Now over here, electronic parking brake, lift gate, traction control, brightness for the gauge cluster, hood release is there. Look at the pedals. You get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support. But I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Santa Fe Hybrid today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so we're gonna take a quick look at the space here. So very spacious back here, and I can also recline the seat quite a bit. So I am pretty far back from this stance here, and I like that I'm able to really kind of get it where I want it to be. But seat back pockets are on both sides here, and then I actually scooted the seat back a little bit more, so my knees aren't even touching the back of the seat, not even close. So very good space here. USB-C port on either seat there. And then you can press this in. You have a storage compartment, and then you have access to the center console from back here as well. There's a look at the front seat from back here. And then this middle seat folds down. Bottle holders are there. Now we do have LED reading lights throughout. There's a grab handle, and then in the third row, on the passenger side, you have your rear AC controls and a USB-C charge port. And there's a look at the charge port on the driver's side in that third row. So with the seat all the way back, that's a look at your third row space. I like that we have so many cup holders here. Now, we can tumble the seat forward for easier access to and from the third row. And you can see we have the top tethers on the back of all 5 of the seats here. There's a look at your lower anchors for the car seats if you do need that. And I usually show it on that side, but just where this box is in the way, I'm not gonna be able to do that. So showing everything from this side. Fuel filler there, takes regular. And I really like the hybrid setup here because this really will stay, you won't hear the engine run for long periods of time. And I really like that. It's not like it just continuously cuts on or off. But there's a look at the LED tail lights, and they're not dancing again. That's just how the camera's picking them up. And there's a look underneath the vehicle exhaust. We do get a power lift gate. And there's a look at the back. So you can see kind of how much you can fit on the passenger side with that folded down compared to having the driver's side still open for up to 5 passengers if you want to configure it that way. But you can power release the second row with either of these buttons there. And then to get the third row down, you just pull up here, push down, and then to get the seat back up, you just pull here. So, and then to release the seat, you can do it from that angle as well. 12 volts here, little storage pocket. And then probably won't be able to get in here too well, but You have a little bit of storage underneath there, mostly for your jack and such. And again, can't really show you this passenger side, but I'm gonna show it to you anyway with it flat. And then front passenger seat's gonna be 6-way manual, so you have the seat back you can adjust there. The seat itself you can pump up or down. And then you can move the seat bottom by pulling up on this bar here. You have a little storage tray underneath where the typical shifter would be, 12 volt right there. And then you have a glove compartment down here. You have a little pocket right up there. I'm gonna turn the air down. And then you have a third storage area right in here. So pretty nice how they have this set up here for the front passenger, or if you just want to hide a few things there, you're able to do that. Now as we come back around to the front, just a quick look in the engine bay. And again, it's a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine. And then before we hop in, I'm just gonna show off the blinkers. But now to the driver's seat. I believe this is an H-Tex. It might be leather wrap steering wheel. It feels like leather, but regardless, it feels fantastic. Feels like real leather again. There's the horn. Over here to the infotainment system. For audio, we get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. We also have that wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility there. Sounds of nature, USB. And then your hybrid map is here so you can see your fuel economy, the electric motor use, and then in real time, when the engine's charging the battery, when the electric motor's pushing the wheels, when the wheels are regenerating, all of that there. I'm just showing you all the important stuff. So in your settings here, your vehicle settings are right in there for your driver assistance if you want to fool with that. Your drive mode, you can change that around a little bit. And then in your general settings here, you can change your language and then your units of measurement individually. Now for your cameras, backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can go into here and you have different actual views of the backup camera there, depending on what you're wanting to see. And then down here, volume knob, you can click this to mute, turn the audio on or off, and then you have a tune knob there. This map will pull up your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto maps when they're linked to the phone, or when the phone's linked to the radio, excuse me. And then you have your media here, hazards, and then you have a custom button you can set up there. And depending on what you want that to show, you can fool with that as well. And then we have our dual zone automatic climate controls right here. You can press that for auto, and then you can sync, unsync there, adjust your temperature, and then 3-stage heated seats. Automatic brake hold, downhill brake control. Hit that, it pulls up the backup camera on the fly without you having to be in reverse. And then your parking sensors are there. Drive modes, flip this switch. You have Eco, Sport, and My Drive, and that's what you can adjust in those settings I showed earlier about the drive modes. You can make that the way you want. 2 USB-C ports, wireless charging pad over here, bottle holders, center console cubby space. You do have a removable tray. Then you have a little more space down below. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. And then your light controls, vanity mirror, and that'll shut the light off when you fold it back up. Back up front here, left side stock blinkers, then your high beams, and when you have the auto low beams on, that'll toggle the automatic high beams and you can flash there, but off auto parking lights and then the low beams. Right side stalk, you have intermittent wipers, one time off, intermittent low, high. You can adjust that intermittent frequency right in here. And then your rear wiper, low, high, right there. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front fluid. And then you do have these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And you can adjust the gears there if you want to manually shift with a 6-speed. And then your shifter's right in here. So reverse, neutral, drive, park. Your smart cruise is there. Set your speed, pause, resume. A gap adjust for the smart cruise right here. The lane keeping system there. And then this goes through the sub menus. And then when applicable, you can use this as a scroll bar to go through that. So engine temperature, tire pressure monitors, trip meter, all of that. This mode button goes to your audio sources and you can customize that. So if you only want to go through Bluetooth and CarPlay, you can do that. Or if you only want to have FM and AM radio, you can do that as well. You have another custom button here you can set up. And then this goes through the track list of radio station presets. This goes through your volume, mute there, voice recognition, Bluetooth button right in there. Push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid SEL out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Santa Fe Hybrid, I have it in eco mode now, and it's actually pretty peppy getting up to speed with light throttle. It feels good driving it. It's just, you know, I'm pretty biased with this powertrain because I had a Kia Sorento Hybrid. I think it was a 2021 with that 1.6 turbo, made it with a 6-speed, and it was just so smooth, relatively fun to drive, and the fuel economy was absolutely incredible. I was getting around 42 miles per gallon with that thing on back roads, just kind of cruising, because going down hills, you're able to use the regen to charge the battery up, and then coming out of corners, you're not losing all of that fuel due to accelerating if you are trying to be efficient. And I just really like Hyundai and Kia's 1.6 turbo powertrains, just how they move overall. Now I'm going to put it in the sport mode, and then I'm also going to give it a little pull here getting on the interstate. Not going to give it too much, but I am going to test it out. Here we go. So yeah, it's so smooth getting up to speed. It's so agile, but it doesn't feel like it's straining itself. And that's one thing that I like about this vehicle particularly, because that's what you expect from a Turbo 4. You expect to have a bit more of a strain on the engine, that sound to be relatively loud, but not the case here. I have the lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise going here, or smart cruise, excuse me. But I want to give a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this Santa Fe Hybrid today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I was kind of talking that whole stretch of the interstate. It's only about 30 seconds really, but it was so smooth. It was so quiet going down the highway there. It's just downright impressive, I think, for this to be a hybrid SUV, just how luxurious it is from a sound acoustic standpoint. Now, in terms of what you get for the money, I think $42,000 for this is pretty decent. You have heated seats, dual zone climate controls, a smart cruise with a lane keep assist, a hybrid powertrain that again is actually really usable when you consider the fuel economy, the acceleration, all that's included here. But on top of that, it's just, it's really nice on the inside. You wouldn't expect that necessarily from a Hyundai Santa Fe, but I like how the buttons are laid out here. You have the soft touch buttons there in the middle, so it just kind of feeds off of vibrations, pretty much like a touch screen. And having the shifter here is really nice, so it's easy to get to, but it's also not taking any space up, if that makes sense, around where the radio controls would be or where the wireless charging pad is. You feel like you have a ton of space in the vehicle, and that's something that I feel like is being, or at least was being, lost until Tesla came around. People like having just space to move their hands without accidentally hitting this button, or without not being able to find where this switch is. Just everything makes sense where it's laid out here. And then the touchscreen, relatively easy to use even while you're driving. Nice big icons if you need to get to the settings, or if you need to get to the hybrid menu to pull that up. If you need to get to the audio, it's very easy to use, very close to where you would place your hands, and it makes a lot of sense. But I think for the money, this is a solid buy. You don't have to go up close to 50,000. If you want to, you can start getting into that calligraphy territory or the limiteds. But here at 42,000, this SEL is really nice, has a lot of amenities for the money, and I think it's a winner in my book. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid SEL.